Welcome back to episode 6 of my VW Crafter van build. So last episode I done the ceilings with the slatted panels. Now I'm going to get on with some side panels and the start of my electric bed. I've also cut down my bench seating, put some hinges on so it makes the seating fold up so I can gain access underneath. So I began by cutting the sides, the front, the back and a middle section just to give it a bit more strength. I've gone for the 15mm ply again just to keep the same sort of finish and the same sizes, and the thickness is the same size as the motor I'm going to install because I want to keep the motor inside of the bed so you can't see it from above and you can't see it from underneath. So I'm countersinking the screws because I'm going to cover the sides in the carpet to match the wall carpet and other trims. On all the joints I'm also using glue, and I might add some dowels afterwards for added strength, or some corner blocks because none of that is going to be seen. And I'm going to put this centre rail in just to give it a bit of extra strength and a bit more added rigidity. Okay, so I'm sliding into place just to see if it fits okay in length and width. You'll probably notice it's a lot thinner in width. That's because when it goes up into the ceiling, across the shape of the crafter vans, it tapers inwards. At least this will go right in the exact space of the ceiling. So before I get too carried away, I'm going to take all this to pieces and I'm going to fit the side panels. Then I can fit the bench seating in permanently, the centre sections, and then I can start installing the bed properly. So I'm using a 6mm ply which is weather resistant. I've got a trace around the wheel arch. I decided to make a template just to make things easier because I can use that on both sides of the van as well. So after cutting out with a jigsaw the wheel arch, and I had to do a notch round there's a little bracket which is the hinge reinforcement on the door pillar on the rear doors, so I've had to make a little notch out of that as well. I ended up using the left side panel as a template for the right side panel to make things easier. Same with the rest of the panels, I just used a 6mm ply, cut the size, the same height etc. as the other panels. On the back of the panels I'm going to use this 6mm dodo mat, the same as what I use on the floor, just to give a little bit more extra insulation. It probably makes the interior of the van that little bit smaller by 6mm, I suppose 12mm either side, but I think it's worth it for that thermal retention. So I'm using the same carpet I've used for other parts of the van. It's just an anthracite, I think it's called, grey. I buy it in a bulk because I use it in quite a lot of the areas on the van, so makes more economic sense if you buy it by bulk. Side panels are made and carpeted. I'm just going to use these two header pieces as well. There's a bit more notching to do around the, I think it's like reinforcement for the ceiling as well, so it takes a little bit more notching out, but I'm using the same principle as the insulation on the back and then carpeted them as well. Now I've made a lot of my panels, I'm going to remove everything from the van, because in my next video I'm going to be installing the finished floor, which is the Altro flooring. I've got to stick that down, so of course everything else goes on top of that. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.